You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I bought into it. I was someone that, I went through a pretty unique experience in Los Angeles. I was masking everywhere. I was keeping my social distance. I was adhering to the requests made of me. And I felt, angry at people that didn't want to put masks on. Mm. Got very angry about that. And as time progressed, I eventually got out of Los Angeles. I drove cross country and saw areas of the country that were not adhering to the policies, and eventually wound up isolating myself in New York State for a good 7 months. And it wasn't until I came to the UK in January of 2021 that I started to have questions. And I was here on a job, and I noticed that people, this was in the midst of the worst part of the lockdown here, and I noticed a lot of people were not adhering, again, to these requests made by their government. And I thought, well, they're going to have a hard day coming up, that there'll be some serious death here. And, I kept my mask on, and I kept adhering to the policies. But it wasn't until much later that I started to have questions. And when I saw that there wasn't a huge death rate here after I'd witnessed personally what was happening, I started to wonder more and more about what we were being told and whether it was true or not. It took a while for me to speak about it. I was staying in Soho there one Saturday morning, and I heard a lot of noise outside. And it was a protest, an anti-lockdown protest. And I went out. I had a bicycle, and I went out and I joined the protest, not because I was joining the protest, because I was curious about what was going on. And I started talking to people. And I saw the way that they were being described in the press, and it wasn't true. These were not, National Front Nazis. These were liberals and lefties and people that believed in personal freedom. And I began to educate myself, and I began to open my mind to what was going on. It was a very different political environment in the United States, very divisive, very much based on politics. If you were, well, it changed. At first, if you were a Democrat, when Trump was president, well, you weren't going to take that vaccine because it was Trump's vaccine. And then that seemed to somehow change. It was kind of Orwellian. It was like we are no longer at war with East Asia. It was now we were thinking about it a different way. And if you didn't take the vaccine, you were a Republican. And it wasn't that way here in England. There was a much more tolerant attitude towards the diversity of opinion. And so I was really grateful to have been in this experience so that I could get a different perspective. Well, it started to reveal itself when we became aware of the idea that the vaccinated could spread it and catch it like the unvaccinated. So to continue the policy of lockdowns or mandates after that didn't seem to be following the science. It seemed to be following a political agenda. Mm. And so that's where I really started to have problems with it. There were a few instances that were really disturbing to me. One was when I believe it was the CDC or the FDA changed the definition of a vaccine on their website. Another was that when they denied that natural immunity was something. The fact that there were these change of definitions was something that my alarm bells went off. And it's not good that we start demonizing people that don't agree with our particular health policies and turn them into monsters, turn them into pariahs, say that they don't deserve a hospital bed. We turned into tribal, angry, vengeful people. I think about, people that have made bad mistakes in their lives where they take too many drugs and they overdose, and that's totally their choice. That's totally their responsibility. Yet we take care of them. Yet we bring them to the hospital. Yet we save their lives because we're compassionate, because we want to make sure that people live. And this turned. It turned into, you should fucking die because you have not complied. That's incredibly dangerous.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Get busy living, or get busy dying. That's goddamn right.